Yeah, it's far from over.
Okay, that's kind of how I start my videos anyway.
You can just do like today we're gonna be breaking down a song that we made that's actually out now called Far From Over.
You know how much editing I need to do for that sentence alone? Like putting all those gaps and just like, oh my word.
Like I was thinking on the fly, that's why.
Yeah. We were thinking of making a video of just making a track randomly. In the end, we kind of ended off where I took this vocal sample and I was chopping it up, and then Kevin got inspired by it and kind of built off of it. And then it kind of just became a project that I made a few different sounds. He built upon it, then I added some more, and then he just built upon it, and then the full song came to like fruition. But it wasn't fully recorded, so we were thinking of just doing a quick breakdown. So that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, first I'll play the whole song, and yeah.
Lord, please give me patience. I don't wanna live a life where I'm anxious. Oh yeah, when I cry out, Lord, I need your heart, not mine. And I can't take another night shift, stuck inside my mind, but I don't like this. You are my broken parts, reaching for my heart, and I played pretend. Now I'm in my head, what a fool I've been. Oh, over and over, you said it's fine, but I'm not alright. Yeah, I lost my mind, but it's far from over. Yeah, it's far from over. I'm really wanting you to see me, and have you never leave me. I've been letting my guard down lately. Wanna give you all my meaning, put myself the way you lead, and I would gladly follow where you take me. I said I was wrong, and you said I'm your one and only. In the morning, a mercy comes to meet me, and I played pretend. Now I'm in my head, what a fool I've been. Oh, over and over, you said it's fine, but I'm not alright. Yeah, I lost my mind, but it's far from over. But it's far from over. Yeah, it's far from over. Yeah, it's far from over. My broken heart, I love you, God, with all I've got. I'll sing your praise with all my heart. Teach me now to bear your name, to bear your cross, your endless grace, your sweet embrace, your loving face. You're all I've got, I can't complain.
Yeah, that's a full song.
That's a full song.
And honestly, for a lot of it, I made a few sounds here and there and kind of just like did some sound design, but Kevin kind of like took the main like role for this song. But yeah, let me just start with how it started. This is a here, I'll just grab it real quick. The soft MIDI guitar. It sounds like it's like very like bouncing from left to right, very that like hyper pop sound. So I made some MIDI and then like we kind of just looped it and it sounded like this. And then this vocal. Yeah, this came from a one of Oversampled's sample packs. I took like the whole loop, I threw it in a sampler and just started playing with MIDI and just kind of like sampling it. This is how it ended up. But yeah, and then also just some minor things like a little Reese bass, just to get like the vibes. From there, he just started building up a lot of your kind of like classic rock stuff, like the drums and the guitar and everything. So if you want to like show those things.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie to you, from a songwriter perspective, I had no idea where we were going with this song. We had the song kind of sound like this. Alright, so basically the idea is so there, but the problem is that drop is kind of goofy and like housey for like a weird reason. So we kind of wanted it to have like a sort of EDM feel to it. This is the first drum loop that I made that actually felt like it needed to be in the song. As you can clearly see, I stacked freaking 3 kicks that are different from each other and 3 snares that are different from each other. I do have slight OCD. So like that needed to be there with this to make it stronger. And then that one for the click. So it punches through the mix for like the verses. For the second verse, the hi-hats are now double the speed. When I made those drums, I kind of realized that I feel as though the song needed to be like more rockish. I ended up using the EDM kick that we had in this other thing. And then for the drop, I could punch through the mix and support the synths. Jacob and I have been watching so much My Hero Academia lately that I've been low-key inspired by Japanese animation and how like their intros are freaking amazing. So this kind of reminded me of it, and that's why I went in that direction more or less, and I put claps, sure. That's how it became the drop that it is now. And the only reason why it got over there is because of these things that Jacob put in the beginning. It's giving super anime intro, so I just felt as though it needed to have some sort of rock element to it at that rate. Put a little bass underneath it. This one is only there for fuzz, and then these are only there for the rhythm. So then I put a bass. I took this and I basically just put it through a different amp. And then that part from the verse is the exact same rhythm on the drop, except with different amps.
After you worked on it a little bit, you were kind of like trying to figure out a drop, which was when I threw these in. So before what he had, it was kind of like 4 on the floor. I heard something for the drop that I thought like actual stabs, even though it's rock, I thought actual stabs might work. I forgot which bass I started with. Yeah. And then later on, they like, and that's sidechaining with the kick. I kind of just made my own little chord stack that you'd usually hear in the EDM genre, and it sounded like this. And that layered with all the other guitars and everything, it's kind of like an electric rock feel, so that you can have stabs like this. Because without them, it sounds still good, but it just sounds just like a rock stab.
You're right.
It still works without them, but then once you throw them in, it just really
it adds a lot of texture.
It just gives that warm texture. Especially the 2 groups, because like the basses are important, but then also this chord stack only specifically for the white noise in the top end, because even without that one, but then have the white noise, it just makes it sound full. I basically like chopped up all the things that he had, muted the other parts.
Literally,
they can all be stabbing.
Literally hits the part from the chorus. We did not record the stabs.
Yeah.
You just muted the parts that was not supposed to play.
And then, oh yeah, and I kept this one just so that it can play throughout. And then from there, Kevin started getting more ideas and just kind of building from there.
For most of the time, whenever something came in, it sounded like this. Like a simple EDM thing, transition effect. So the song drops, and typically I love putting like a stupid bass slide or something because I think it's corny and cliche, but instead I put a car engine revving. It sounds like it's giving the chorus nitrous. Right? I put that in the beginning thinking it was hard, and then somehow it just worked. What kind of solidified the drop for me was this drum fill that kind of sold it for me. I made it for the verse, but I felt like it was so iconic just to either start or end the chorus. It was giving so much, especially with the vocal.
Yeah, it's far from over.
Like it feels like it's going somewhere right there, and that's where that ended up. I came up with this little lead line that comes in during the chorus. I don't typically make lead lines like that for guitar, but it just ended up being that, and it kind of goes crazy, especially in balance with what Jacob made in the beginning. His vocal chop ended up becoming like the main melody, and then mine was strictly a counter melody. I started fumbling around doing little like pickups. It's giving My Hero again. It's giving My Hero again. You know? And then I put this one too.
Last thing I'll say though is I guess about the master. I like to use Ozone because if I want like a quick master, Ozone has all the features that like you would need, and then with like a Pro L at the end from FabFilter. I usually find a preset to start with, which I started with the Modern Electronic, which kind of added these two, a low end focus, a maximizer, plus an imager. All the EQ is doing is just adding a little bit more to the mid highs around here, just to give the guitars and the vocals a little bit more presence. And then dynamic EQ is not doing too much, but I threw on a dynamics. All the dynamics is doing is it's making sure the peaks go to a certain level so that in the end it's able to be raised without distorting as much. The low end focus just there to make the kick and the bass blend. Yeah, there's an exciter just for just some nice tape saturation. Then an imager, which is always nice to have. The last thing I added was a spectral shaper for this type of genre, because there's like a lot of high guitars and like the vocals sometimes are like in the high ends and everything. It's nice to have these very high frequencies tamed. Those are like all the highs and everything, and sometimes they can get a little overpowering. So, and then yeah, the limiter, and then we just had a Pro at the end. But yeah, that was the song. If you like the song and want to hear it from when this video is out, the song's actually out on Spotify already.
Yeah, it is.
Link in the description. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you in the next one.